We are live. Welcome. We are at Duke's Song Shop. Who is Duke?
Of Hazard.
Welcome, everybody. We got a crazy little camera set up tonight. I'm going to be focusing in on Mr. Duke himself. We're going to talk songs tonight. You guys are in for a treat because if you have been to Duke's Song Shop before, Jason Duke, publisher, songwriter, song plugger, ex-bartender. He's basically lived the whole gamut of what it takes to be a songwriter. Now.
Done it all, man. Done it all.
But because you started out as a song plugger, working for a publisher, you kind of developed a sense about songs that I think will help in the critique tonight, because you don't just come at it from a songwriter's standpoint. You also understand what a publisher is looking for in a song.
Yeah, I definitely have sat in the chair with somebody listening and playing songs, and just there's a spot where I'm like, oh, there's too much space there, and just kind of recognize all those places where song gets turned off or people lose their interest, and it definitely helps in the day to day.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, can you guys hear us good? Just let me know. Good to see RC. Dan, good to see you. Franklin's in the house.
From Sweden.
Jonas.
I've been there.
Up late from Sweden.
I've been there.
I was just talking to the guys over at Session Studio, Jonas. Have you checked that out? Incredible program Max Martin's companies come out with that I think every songwriter should be using for their co-writes and their catalog. So check that out. Peter, Rita, Rob's in the house. Gail's here. Awesome. Give everybody a second to come on. We got about 60 people. We're just getting started. Delta's in the house. Paul Nye. Pops and clicks. That's not good. All right. So, let me adjust your mic.
Oh, am I causing pops and clicks?
All right. Wales. Chattanooga. That's my kind of town, Chattanooga. Although, I'm loving Wales. We're going to be in the UK. SongTown's going to be in the UK in November, doing a workshop there, doing a festival. So you guys will hear more about that later. Nice. Let's go ahead, Jason, and jump in. Check out some songs.
I'm ready.
The way we do it, we're going to listen to verse, chorus, second verse. And then Jason's going to give some feedback. I'll be chiming in. Sarah from New Zealand. I like it. We're like worldwide.
All over the place, man. Wow.
Okay, let's see what we got here. First up, Carrie Lathan. I wonder if this is a solo write. It only has her name on it. Phones.
Oh, yeah.
How the heck's it July, 95 degrees? Wasn't it just New Year's Eve? Muddled up, looking up, gone in a blink. That work clock's a dang slow poke. Feels like I'm watching a blade of grass grow. The world turns fast, then it turns slow. Somebody figure the tempo out, while I find a place to sit the hell down, where nothing's spinning but an old dance floor. Cause everybody on it's had a whole lot of folks. Nobody's counting but the bartender. 2 fingers round the glass, but you know she goes for it. Where it's all sings you back, and Jack gets you found. The only thing fast are troubles getting drowned. On a stool in a bar with a band downtown. Ain't no better place to sit the hell down. Hey, my girl's on fire, got a heart so big. That little mind never stops turning. Hits the floor, out the door, every day gig. Keeps me wondering what she's up to now. But damn it, I love when we sit down, where nothing's spinning but an old dance floor. Cause everybody on it's had a whole lot of fun.
All right. What you thinking about, Mr. Duke? I like it, Carrie. If you wrote it by yourself, that's a pretty good job of writing. Sounds like Izzy's voice. Let me know in the chat if Izzy's singing there. Jason's deep in thought.
So, well, I've got a couple questions. Well, I don't really have a couple questions. A couple observations in here. I'm wondering about the importance of hell. Like, sit the hell down, and then it gets abandoned in verse 2, and it's like I'm all about it. Actually, my first publisher had a big discussion because he didn't like a cuss word in a song, and then I sat down and showed him 3 songs on the charts at the moment that had the same cuss word in it. So we had it out over a cuss word in a song, but it feels like it's just kind of thrown in there. It doesn't feel that it's serving your line any well, like the damn it and the hell. And I just kind of wonder if they're really helping your song very much. So that was one observation that I'm looking at there. Not that you can't cuss in a song. I mean, cuss away, but it just make sure it has purpose. There was another thing that was a little off balance for me. The verse to me feels like it's missing a line, and maybe 6. It feels like it's missing something. It feels like we get this 3 rhyme and then 2 rhyme thing, and degree, Eve, blank are all rhymes, right? And then we go to poke, grow, so we've got A, B, B, and that kind of throws me just a little bit. So there's a symmetry issue that I'm having there.
Yeah, it's a 5-line verse before you even get to a long pre-chorus. So, I mean, just by today's standards, I would chop that verse down to chop it down to 4 lines, and then even the pre-chorus to 2 lines. Like, songs are all about the chorus, and you've basically got the same amount of lines in your verse and your pre-chorus as the chorus, and it takes a long time to get there. So I think you'd be doing the listener a favor. You can tell all that story and cut out 2 lines of that verse and pre-chorus.
Yeah, and then there's exactly. That said much better than I was going to finish out the thought. So that's what he said. And then there's a couple other places, meaning like turn in. Like, you don't say turn in. Like, pay attention to those. You don't want to like jam that in there in a way that doesn't sound natural to me. It takes it out of being conversational. So like that little mind never stops, turn in, that's what you did. You would, if I talked to you like that in a bar or in a conversation, you would look at me weird, right? It'd be like giving you a phone number in the wrong cadence, like 615-234-987. Like, what are you giving me there? You know,
Jason, you've been turned in my head.
Right. So
all
like,
night.
right. So that sounds kind of, that would jar me and make me not pay attention. So just pay attention that if that conversationally you would not emphasize there. So emphasize where you would emphasize in normal talk.
The emphasis is a little off.
Yeah, the emphasis is in the wrong syllable. And then we use fast. You could really just kind of take just a second or third look over some of this and get some of this repetitive language out. That's not a repetitive tool necessarily. Yeah, I mean, you've got fast in 2 or 3 places. The owl rhymes kind of really in there a whole lot, and I mean, we kind of spice that rhyme scheme up a little bit maybe. All right, there's some thoughts.
Yeah. Carrie's asking, she's the writer on the song. She says, without hell, it would just be sit down. Would that be catchy enough for a title? Were you thinking, Jason, it wasn't so much that the title, I mean, I like the title, Sit the Hell Down, but were you saying that it should be written more to the title or include the hell more? I just
kind of wonder how hell helps you. Like, I mean, honestly, if you were going to do a cuss word in there, I'd find a place to sit my ass down. That would make more sense to me. Like, I would just, if you're going to use it, make sure it helps the line. It isn't just kind of thrown in there. Like, and you run into that with people sometimes with like they throw in a cuss word just to jar you, and it's just like, well, it didn't help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like my kid's 12. He's learned. You know, I've caught him cussing a few times. He doesn't quite know where to put the cuss words for them to matter. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I'm conservative about putting those things in there because it going back to my old plugger days, that is a reason to turn a song off.
Yeah.
And you know, you got to pay attention to what the artist won't say just as much as you pay attention to what they will say.
Right.
You know, and so
is it
yeah.
maybe one of those things where if you were writing it with the artist and they want to say sit the hell down,
Absolutely.
and they're going to cut it, then that's okay. But if
Yep.
you're a writer, you're trying to widen the pitches
I
that
agree.
you can get. So you don't want to eliminate somebody unnecessarily just because you want to put the word hell in there. Is that kind of...
Yeah. I think that's a great way to be looking at it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of times as songwriters, our approach is a little different than what an artist would be when you're writing. And that's not to say you're trying to water your artistic integrity down. It's a different ball game that you're playing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, one more thought on it too. I almost wish you didn't hook it at the end of the verse there. I almost wish the world turns fast and it turns slow. Somebody help me figure out the tempo. Da 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 da. Where something tempo where nothing's spinning but an old dance floor. I almost wish it didn't hook there, and that might help your momentum quite a bit too.
Yeah, because when you say find a place to sit the hell down, it kind of shuts down all your momentum right there.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
like then you pause before you hit the chorus instead of jacking into the chorus.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the places I would challenge if I were diving in on this song. That's kind of the areas I would probably be challenging quite a bit. Yeah. The end.
Sit down.
I mean, if you're gonna put a cuss word in there, sit my ass down. Find some place, sit my ass down.
This would be better than sit down. Thane is saying sit on down.
Yeah.
At least that's a little more slangy. Just sit on down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love that. Great job. I love solo rights, man.
Let's hear what we got next.
Guess you could say I was content. Romance came and went. Life was as good as it gets. But then lightning struck down, and I knew that I'd found both the devil and the saint. I sure took the bait and got burned. Lesson learned. The greater the love, the deeper the pain. When it finally comes to an end, but I won't live to regret chances I didn't take. And if you ask me, I'd do it again. I wouldn't have it any other way. No way, no way. It's scary sometimes to leave old habits behind and travel a road not yet taken. But it's even worse to get stuck in reverse. So I go for the green. I'm spinning the wheel, though I know what my kind. The greater the love, the deeper the pain. When it finally comes to an end, but I won't live to regret chances I didn't take. And if you ask me, I'd do it again. I wouldn't have it.
All right. Good job. Another solo right. Jonas coming in for solo.
Man. That's cool. I love the melodies in that. They kind of sit in a cool off center place. I love those melodies.
I would just throw one thing in here while it's on my mind. wouldn't have it any other. If he went back up on way,
Yeah.
it might be cooler than, because then I'm like anticipating that you're going to come with the next line and say no way. The way it just kind of drops off at the end, it feels almost like you've ended and then you stick no way on there. But if you went back up on the word way, it leaves it hanging for a second and then you resolve it with the no way at the end. Just a little thing you might consider. But yeah, very melodic.
Yeah, I love the melodies. I'm trying to do the math on the rhyme on the chorus here. I almost wish one place I would explore, and I love how you went no other way, no way, no way. So that was cool. I wish there was a rhyme before it. I wish it was a do it all again, da 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 da, say that I wouldn't have it any other way. No way, no way. I wish there was a rhyme right before way. I wish there was a hard A there. It feels like that was kind of missing for me. And I can't, like, the math on it isn't working out in my head. It feels like the space between, because you do have some long A's in there. A chance I didn't take is there. Deeper the pain is there. But it feels like it's missing one down there. But I would, but I won't relive and forget. I won't relive. That line troubled me just a little bit. It just feels like it needs like an edit. Like, but I won't live. I won't live to regret. I don't die and regret. I don't know. There's something weird in that line. But are you gonna die? Like, I won't live to regret. Are you about to pass away? So that's one that hit me a little funny. But to be honest, the melodies are so cool in this that you kind of get away with a lot. I think, like, the melodies just come from a different planet. They're freaking great.
I was just twiddling with your camera angle over here, making you look good. Did you on the live to regret? I agree. Did you say, but I won't live with regret instead?
Yeah, I mean, that would fix it
Yeah.
for me, maybe. It's just a simple fix.
Yeah.
It feels like. But the way I'm reading that now is you're gonna die in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so that's
a big thing, because I think today's songs, because of the space in the world, there's so much music out there. And people are just consuming so much content. I think you have to be clearer with your message than you used to be back in the 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s. Even bands like Coldplay that would write a song like The Scientist or Yellow or one of their kind of abstract art kind of songs, even they, to compete today, are a lot more clear in their message on songs. And I think a lot of that's just so you cut through the noise and people get exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, man, I do love those melodies. I'll tell you, that's the striking thing to me in this song. They just come from a different place, and I really do like how they're all tied together.
I know we're critiquing this song, but Jonas, if you are doing the tracks yourself, I would try to toughen up the music a little. It's a little happy, and I understand. I understand that your message is about, I'm going to live, but even some tough like guitars in that chorus, just to add some more depth and contrast, so that, especially when you're saying the greater the love, the deeper the pain. I was like, if there was some heavier guitars or something, just to add a little bit more, punch to that emotion, so it's not all just wave our hands in the air, happy, kumbaya sounding, if that makes sense. I would just toughen it up a little.
Do it again. Da 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 da. I'd say I wouldn't have it any other. Yeah, and I do think, like, the more and more I sit and think through that chorus, I feel like it lines up beautifully up until it gets to I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like it's missing a line there. They're like,
setup
again,
line?
da 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 da. At the end of the day, I wouldn't have it any other way. No way, no way. Any other way, no way, no. I mean, I just feel like that would really help that last line. I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like it would tee that up beautifully and make it have more weight.
Right.
Instead of just, it feels almost just kind of stuck on there right now.
It's a little
Yeah.
one-dimensional. So if that's if it had a setup line that offered a little bit of contrast, then I think it would make that pay off more.
I agree.
Same thing. I was trying to pull it out of the production, and I think you hit it on the head with having a setup line that really teed it up for that title to hit. Because without that, it's just all happy, one-dimensional, and that's great. But you can make it have a little bit more punch.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be almost if the language there too, you'd be, man, I know it would hurt, my heart would just break, but I wouldn't have it any other way. No way, no way. Like give it
exactly.
like, I know this is gonna suck, but for a minute it's not. It's gonna be great. You know, like if just a line that gives you a little more gravity there and sets that hook line up a little better. I think.
Yeah.
You know. The end.
Yeah. Even if my heart breaks, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, even knowing in the end my heart just breaks, I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, it's just something that makes it matter that we're saying I wouldn't have it any other way, you know?
Just kind of tying it all up, the whole point of the song right there. Yeah, Jonas, good job. Let's go to the next. Give me 1 second.
Last ticket to the Friday show. You girls all said you'd be there, so I had to go. And you're about the damn finest thing I ever seen. And girl, I swear you swept me off my feet. With your devilish little twinkle and that glamour in those eyes. And when you smiled, I saw a star fall out the sky, yeah. It's something sexy how you make the world go. I guess that's why I had to let you know. Girl, you got that magic. So don't disappear, cause I gotta have you next to me right here. You got me seeing things that I ain't ever seen. Got my heart and my mind playing tricks on me. Girl, you got that magic. Girl, you got that magic. You got me seeing things that I ain't ever seen. Got my heart and my mind playing tricks on me. Girl, you got that magic. Girl, you got that magic. It's something like a spell that you got on me. I'm smelling Georgia peaches, but you from Tennessee. And them tricks that you pullin' makes it hard to breathe. Like them jeans you wearing, swear it's just a dream. Drive me crazy in these boots, don't steal my heart. Don't need no good luck or don't need no lucky charm, yeah. It's something sexy how you make the world go. I guess that's why I had to let you know. Girl, you got that magic. So don't disappear, cause I gotta have you next to me right here. You got me seeing things that I ain't ever seen. Got my heart and my mind playing tricks on me. Girl, you got that magic. Girl, you got that magic. You got me seeing things that I ain't ever seen. Got my heart and my mind playing tricks on me. Girl, you got that magic. A little bit of abracadabra, yeah. Just say the
Right, another solo, right, D. Baker. Good job, D. Love the chill vibe of it.
Man. So all that quick fire in the verse is cool. I would experiment with. I think you've got your order of your chorus wrong, man. Like, or woman, or sorry, D. I guess that's why I had to let you know you got that magic. Yeah, you got that magic. Don't disappear. I'll say right here. You got something to know that I ever seen. Trick on me. You got the magic. Yeah, you got the magic. I wish you let that line be the top of your chorus. and give everything a little more breath in the chorus, because you get into this rapid fire verse is cool. Like, and I feel like you could also go back and revisit verse 1, because I feel like as you came on down through the song, verse 2, even your bridge, your language got cooler and cooler. And I feel like the first verse is now not as cool as the rest of the song. So I kind of wonder if you couldn't go back on that first verse and make that language as a little more vivid, like it is in verse 2, and even your bridge down here, like the use of that abracadabra thing is pretty cool. The razzle, that there's just a lot cooler language from verse 2 on. So, and that happens sometimes. You're writing and you really get it, and then you start to it gets cooler and cooler. Well, go back and make the beginning cool too.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one more thing I wanted to say on it, but I can't remember what it was now. I think the chorus became the main thing to me once I heard it. I felt like that breathing room there where where you're in the middle of the chorus. Yeah, you got that magic. You got the magic. I thought that was really cool.
And it kind of gives a second for the listener to imagine the magic of the moment rather than just hitting them with more and more words. I also thought, D, that I love all the rapid fire stuff in the verse. But for instance, in the second verse where you say, drive me crazy in these boots, that's like a 7-syllable kind of rhythmic thing that was real hooky. And then I would want to repeat that in the back half of the line, but you Gone and Steal My Heart is much shorter. If both of those were the same exact rhythm and the same exact number of syllables, then all of a sudden that's a much needed hook at that point in the verse, because otherwise it's just you're throwing melody and notes at me and words at me. And I also need some hard hooks to latch onto. So by that fourth line of the verse, I want to hear something that's a rhythmic hook repeated. And I think if you did that, both of those lines in the first verse and the second verse, I think would really add, just pull the listener back in and give them something to hang on to.
Yeah, and then that kind of, you can get away with a lot in those first few lines if you're rattling yourself too familiar, I think, and so like I feel like Clay's exactly right there. There is a brilliant spot to go, and this is what you know, and this is what you remember, right. And like, so don't leave them stranded too long out on this island that gets created by this really cool, creative, lyric kind of going everywhere. I think it's really cool, but get to that memorable part, I think, Yeah.
All right.
Think of
Nick says, could I submit a song for review? Nick, yes, we do this for our SongTown members pretty regularly. So next time, you can submit for next time, definitely. If you're not a SongTown member, check out songtown.com, because we do this and much more inside our members area. We do a lot of great stuff like this with bringing publishers, other hit writers. Jason's the best, though.
I just bring the beer.
All
My
right.
number one talent.
Okay, let's see what we got up next. Good job, D. Oh, that is not correct.
Somewhere the truth will haunt you for a while, and there used to be a light.
so much. I was trying to think what it reminded me of. It's like those bands back in the 80s, like the Moody Blues or the, like, what was the Alan Parsons Project? And
wow.
Those kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
the eye in the sky. It has that kind of eye in the sky vibe to it,
Yeah.
which would be great, Flores, if, you know, if you're plugged into sync briefs like we have in our Sync Edge group, and there's a call for something like that, then you've got the perfect little thing for a, you know, a sync brief that calls for that.
Mm-hmm.
What you hearing, Jason?
Trying to figure out how to make silent to be more important, because it just kind of goes by, and this don't go silent on. I feel like the whole thing is kind of steering you towards right. That, hey, don't go silent on me here. Like don't. I wish we made that matter more. Now as far as like a sync placement, I mean it might not necessarily have to come around and make a bigger point,
Right.
you know. But you know, don't go silent on me. Da da da. Open up to me. Hold back. Then a season. Da da da. Find a season. And then this thing on the end, the lyric says somewhere, but it says someday. I think in the actual song.
Yeah.
So that was your biggest. You got to that and made someday the biggest point of the chorus, and so that's. I think that's where you might be able to come back around to figure out a way to, if you're looking for like a pitch for it, or you're looking to make a bigger point, like maybe come around, figure out how to make silent be the thing again, a thing. Like, and you try to reason something with the seasons, don't go silent on me, you know. I wish you would come back around to silent somehow there. Just trying to think if I had anything else
Instead,
in
it
there.
went silent at that point.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like I don't know what to focus on there. Like, why is the title silent, and why is silent important? I feel like silent's a big thought in there, and you know, I'm just thinking makes me think about, you know, it takes me to like arguments with or when my wife clams up on me. You know, it's like, oh, I could kind of I can get with this vibe. You know, that's pretty cool. I just wish I almost just wish it came around so I could hear it again. You know, and it might help the song have a point where I feel like right now silence important, but someday is the biggest thing in the chorus, and I don't know that
Which
string is drawn right.
Is it the title Someday, or is it silent? Like,
Right.
So to me, that's where kind of what separates a good song from a great song a lot of times, is really focusing in on what's the point.
Yeah.
And everything pulls you to that point. Musically, production wise, it all feels great, but making it pay off if your title is silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts there, I think. It's just
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah, so a lot of people are digging that melody. We had about 4 or 5 people saying sounds like Alan Parsons. America. Remember that band, Jason?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What was their big hit? I'm spacing out, man. That was a long time ago. They had some great songs, though.
Yeah, that you're right though. That melody is great. Don't go silent on me now.
Did you wish it had repeated that note for note on the second line, or were you okay with it going up on the somehow?
You know, I do kind of wish it had repeated. It didn't hurt my feelings that the note went up, because it built nicely into another melody. I mean, so
That's true.
the math on it worked out, I feel like. But you know, again, looking for those instruments that this string of communication here, having that familiar melody again, you know, would really help the memorableness, memorability
Yes.
of the.
Says
Yeah.
horse with no name, Ventura Highway. Yes. And then Paul, being the wise man he is, says a horse with no name. Dan says a horse with no head. No,
Oh.
Dan, that is not it. It's the horseman that's headless, not the horse. Let's go on. Good job.
Yeah, great job.
Man, we got a lot of these solo writes tonight. I'm digging it.
A hot mess, but I'm the one who wears it best. I got bees knees, sweet like honey, so I can tease. Oh, I'm wild and I'm crazy, like a yellow spiny daisy. And if you never met a girl like me before, I promise you will beg for just a little more of my cray cray baby. Buckle up and pray pray, come with me and explore. I'll give you more. I'll give you more. I'm a train wreck, I will derail with no regret. Just like popcorn that never pops. I only burn. Oh, I'm wild and I'm crazy, like a yellow spiny daisy. And if you never met a girl like me before, I promise you will beg for just a little more of my cray cray baby. Buckle up and pray pray, come with me and explore. I'll give you more. I'll give.
Man. Love the melody.
Yeah.
That is so vibey and cool. It's got sync written all over it. Oh, just love it.
Yeah.
I'm a
That
hot
melody's
mess,
fantastic.
but the one who wears it the best. I got bees knees, sweet like honey, so I can tease. A lot of attitude, like just fun attitude there. And another solo write. Christine, good job.
Yeah, the melodies in here are so cool. Like, cray cray, baby, buckle up and pray pray. I love all that. That's fantastic. I wish he didn't use more in the chorus twice. I wish he'd found another rhyme up there. That
Yeah.
might really help a lot. I promise you will beg for something that you came for. For
At the end of the chorus?
yeah, so I mean, I'll give you more, right? So I'll give you more is kind of how the chorus ends. I wish we didn't do for just a little more in the middle of the chorus. I'm pointing at this like everybody can see what I'm pointing at. Yeah, so I would just so more will have more power when you get to the end there, and
Yeah.
we haven't already visited it in a couple other places. Like I might try to get that first more in the chorus out of there. Find another or rhyme.
You want to get more out of the lyric.
I want to get more out of the lyric. See? Yeah, that's exactly it. But I love the melody goes in great places exactly when it needs to.
Yeah.
And it does. It keeps me so interested. And I love the repetitive in the cray cray baby buckle up and pray pray. That's so fun to me.
Makes you want to hear it again, doesn't it?
It kind of does, honestly. And then one other place I might push, if this were just me, is I might try to think of a different pre-chorus for the second pre-chorus. And I might also push on the thought of crazy, since in the chorus you've got it in such a cool spot that you're saying crazy essentially, of my cray cray baby. So I might visit that language just a little bit, and just maybe push on that a little bit. Those are the spots I would focus, I think. Yeah, that's great.
Peter says the pre would also be a great chorus. Make Yellow Spiny Daisy the title. It's an interesting title.
I mean, yeah, I would want to hear that song, you know?
And that's a great point. A lot of times, if you're pitching songs to an artist, or if you're pitching this for a sync thing, and the supervisor looks at it and goes, yellow spiny daisy. That kind of gives me a feeling, as opposed to I'll give you more.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Yeah,
So really-
because I'd be willing to bet you there will be 20 more songs with that "I'll give you more" title.
Right.
If you really got to go through a lot of songs.
And there won't be any yellow spiny daisies.
None, zero.
And it makes me feel something, yellow spiny
Uh-huh.
daisy. And it goes with the vibe of the music too somehow in this crazy kind of way.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a great idea, honestly.
Man, Peter, coming in big with a great idea. We should
Nice.
give Peter something for a great idea. What should we give him?
We need to mail him a Tootsie Roll or something. Like, thanks, bro.
Is that going to be our theme for Duke's Song Shop? Win a Tootsie Roll?
Comment of the
Is it
night.
going
Gets
to be
a,
one of those big ones?
oh, man. I'm a songwriter, man. I can't afford the big Tootsie Roll. It'd have to be
Peter-
small Tootsie Rolls.
Peter, you're a SongTown member, so we have your address. There is no telling what Jason is going to send you. Somebody was asking, not what I'm putting up on the screen right now, but Jason, you mentioned math, and somebody was asking about, could you talk more about math? We will do more on math, like we just did. Do you know Nash Overstreet?
Yeah.
Nash is a great pop writer. We just did a whole live lesson with him. So if you're a song member, he did a whole hour on song math. And so I would check out in the lesson library. And he's worked with Ariana Grande, all these big time pop artists. And he explains it pretty in depth. So I would go check it out there because I want to pick Jason's mind on more of this and not so much on song math. But that's a good.
Well, and that's one thing. My publisher's also a fantastic writer, and he all the time writes he will edit the melodies based solely on the math of it, and it's not even something necessarily I'm the best at, but I hear it, and when he does it, it's like, oh wow, that really does make the melodies pretty killer.
Makes it hookier.
Yeah.
Dragged me outside one night in Aspen. I had a drop left in the bottle I was drinking. Drank it down, thinking this could be fun. Till you said you met someone. You had bourbon lips, the taste of sweet cherry. You kissed me goodbye and whispered sorry. Now I don't let folks talk about us, and I damn sure don't bring it up. Cause breathing life into that ain't gonna bring you back. But I ain't ever forgotten that night in Colorado when you left me with a full moon, an empty bottle. They've been shocked for just a minute, thinking there's no way in hell you meant it. Thought by the time I peeled that label, we'd be back at our table, in that bar, with you on my arm, shooting darts. I'm making out under all those stars. Now I don't let folks talk about us, and I damn sure don't bring it up. Breathing life into that ain't gonna bring you back. But I ain't ever forgotten that night in Colorado when you left me with a full moon, an empty bottle. After all this time, not much has changed. Yeah.
Great job, Lisa and Rob.
Yeah, it's got a pretty catchy melody in there, doesn't it?
Yeah. One thing I felt like uneasy about with, but I ain't ever forgotten that night in Colorado. Like I wanted to hear a rhyme there, and it didn't rhyme. So it was just, I felt like, I don't know why. Like I just felt let down but I ain't ever forgotten that night in Colorado.
Well, I almost wish it came around and rhymed with bottle. Really, I ain't never forgotten something full throttle. Da da da, you left me with a full moon and an empty bottle.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly
Just the
that's
rhyme
exactly
scheme
what I was
at
gonna
the
push.
Back half
Yeah.
of that chorus was not tight yet. And I just feel like you let me down because I was expecting tighter rhyme scheme somehow at the end of that chorus, and it just didn't pay off like it should have. But yeah, hooky melody. I mean, your chorus has a wind up before the downbeat. Your verse has a wind up before the downbeat. If it was me, I would change one of those so that, especially coming out after the chorus, and then you start your verse with that wind up before the downbeat, which we've already heard a lot in the chorus. It just, you get away with it in the first verse because the end of that first verse goes somewhere different if you're calling that a pre-chorus. So you kind of get away with it, but by the time we hear it all the way through the chorus and then you start the second verse, that to me throws it off. So I would just look at that if it was me.
Yeah, and I'm looking in the second verse too. There was one thing I just kind of get my thought here on it, but like melodically, the sentence is cut at table for me, and then the sentence continues into the next line. I feel like there's a new thought there, right?
Yeah.
We'd be back at our table, but now it's just me, something hearts, and da 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 where you are. Like it feels like there's a new thought that needs to be there, right? It's time to move on there. Like you melodically have ended that thought there
But
at
lyrically,
table,
it hasn't.
but lyrically you carry it over into this new spot. And you did it great in the first verse until you said you met someone. Yeah, you had bourbon and a taste of sweet cherry. It goes to a new thought there. It's still in the moment, but it goes to the next thought. So yeah, I would push there on verse 2. Yeah, that's really the bottle. It'd be great if bottle had a rhyme there too. That's like the biggest thing.
Instead of rhyming with forgotten, you're saying put that night full throttle. That's not it, but have a auto rhyme there.
No, I love the title, Full Moon and Empty Bottle.
What would rhyme with bottle?
Like throttle or, coddle or, I don't know, pothole.
Till we hit that pothole.
So goodbye is a big old pothole. Like I ain't ever forgotten that goodbye on full throttle. It's the night you left me.
I know, it's hard to rhyme
Yeah.
bottle, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Full moon, just done
Full moon, empty bottle.
you with a full moon and empty bottle. You could also, instead of saying you left me, you could have an you with there's no you, just a full moon and an empty bottle. That's another chance that you could get. I'm always looking to see to add a few more rhymes in there because it just seems like these days the rhyming frequency is just ramped up way more than it was 6-10 years ago.
100%.
It just makes a little more ear candy. If you can do it without sounding like, oh, they're just sticking rhymes in there, it has to work. But good job. So much to like about that.
Oh, 100%.
Great production, Rob. I'm guessing you did the production. Okay, let's see. Next up, Text Me Sober.
Call me drunk, text me sober.
Phone buzzes twice and I know it's you. The girls roll their eyes cause they know what you put me through. taking the night off from their kins. The phone buzzes twice and I know it's you. The girls roll their eyes 'cause they know what you put me through. I can't let go even though I've tried, so I let you in every Friday night. Your whiskey buzz, get your courage up. Your dive bar Romeo trying your luck. Now you're blowing up my phone, but it's how this always goes. I'm your Juliet, you swear I am, but you're just here for this one night stand. So routine, you see, is getting older. The next time you tell me you want me, text me sober. Morning comes and I turn my head to this empty side of this queen bed. I got my country love playlist playing. Don't you know my heart is breaking? But I can't let go even though I've tried, so I'll let you in every Friday night. Your whiskey buzz, get your courage up. You're a dive bar Romeo trying your luck. Now you're blowing up my phone. But it's how this all.
All right. Good job, guys. I like that title. Next time you want me, text me sober. Had some cool things. I never heard Dive Bar Romeo in a song. That was kind of cool.
Text me sober. Son, da is something. Yo. Yeah. Text me wish you. Text me something. Okay, so there's some cleanup you could do in here that might be pretty cool, because the whole song is, you're saying this happens over and over, and then you say it's a one night stand, and it's kind of not,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So, what I do wish the chorus did a little more of is focus on the things that you get texted when he's drunk, and like, I wish you would text me sober with these same thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
I think there's a dig deeper that could happen. This is like a great run at this title.
Yes.
I think you could take a spade to this and dig in a little
The
deeper.
things you want to hear.
Yeah, like,
maybe when you're. Yeah, I like that.
you know,
I also thought at the end of the chorus, this whole routine you say is getting older. This whole routine you see is getting older. It sounds a little proper to me. Like, I'm not sure you'd say it, but I think there's a chance there to say what kind of routine. Like this, get drunk, pick up your phone, is getting old. Like, I'll list a few things that happens in a row, what that routine is. And then next time, text me sober.
You'll call me drunk, but you never text me. I just wish you'd text me. Sorry, I wonder if your
Getting
routine
drunk in
couldn't
the
be like,
setup line would help.
yeah, and I wonder if you couldn't be in this something over and over, I wish you'd text me sober.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too, over and over.
How come you won't text me sober? Are you afraid I won't let you come over? You call me when you're drunk, but you never text me sober. Like, I would dig in on how to make that title have more punch, because it's
adding contrast.
Yeah, it's a great title. I feel like it's missing a little, go for a little more gut on it. I think, how do you make that? Because everybody, I say everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people kind of go through this thing. The 3 a.m. call, the who you call when you're lonely sort of thought, you know. So you've got a great audience for this song, like, so I'd like to see some more real dug in thoughts on text me sober. I would, you know, you say things drunk, so I wish you'd text me sober, you know, or are you afraid I won't let you come over? If you die to die, you always call me drunk, you never text me sober, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I would just dig on that to, I mean, this is, I just like it to matter more.
Right.
And I'm not saying that the song doesn't matter. I feel like, you know, it's like that extra push on how can I really make this text me sober matter.
Yeah,
you know.
and I'm seeing this as a common theme tonight, that you're just trying to dig deeper, take it to that next level. We used to say you want to like cut your vein, you know, like, and bleed on the page. And that's kind of like you just want to get to the essence of what it's about. How can you hit me harder with that emotion and put me in this situation? You're describing a situation we've all been in. You got a great title. But I just feel like I want it to hurt a little more, hit me a little harder in the chest.
Agreed.
You know?
Yep.
And that's the little extra mile. A great session player, producer in town told me one time, he's like, there's 1 million musicians in Nashville that can play an instrument and they're 95% of the way to great. He said it's that extra 5% that separates the men from the boys. That's the hardest. That extra 5% that we need you to get out of this song, Jackson and Anna, that's the hardest part. Like, it's even harder than what you came up with here, and you've done a great job. But if you dig for that extra 5%, then you've got something that makes an artist want to record it. You got something that makes Jason hear it and go, I didn't write this, but I know somebody that would cut this. You know, it makes me and Marty, when we get a song that's really great in SongTown, we'll send it to an artist that we feel like is right for it because it moves us. It doesn't matter if we wrote it, you know, it's just a great song. Really good job, guys.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, it's a great title.
Okay.
It was a summer night in a little bar down on the coast. You and your mom came in to have a drink. I bet you didn't think you were gonna have my heart as well. It didn't take too long, it was an easy sell. Or maybe I should say you stole it right away. A couple beers and a couple years gone by. Still I couldn't give you a single reason why I fell in love with you. Was it the way you felt like home, or when I first kissed your lips? I swore I'd kissed them once before. Maybe it's the way I don't remember how my life before you was. Maybe it's these memories, or maybe it's all the above. I still recall that stretch of beach and how the waves were breaking on your feet. You tried to push me in, and man did I fall in to something deeper than the sea, the rush of infinity. And now I finally know how you did it so. I can't count them up on just one hand. I got a reason for every grain of sand. Why I fell in love with you, was it the way you felt like home, or when I first kissed your lips? I swore I'd kiss.
All right. Good job, Izzy. Solo right again. I think you had a song, Izzy, on the last one of these we did. man, I was just loving that verse. It, I don't know how you felt about it, Jason. When I got to, I can't give you a single reason why I fell in love with you. I felt like it was almost, it comes across as a diss. I know what you're saying. I can't give you a single reason because maybe it's all of the above. I just felt like something at that point. I was like, I was just let down a little bit. Like, that, did you feel that, or was that just the way I took it?
It did. It missed a little bit. Yeah, I see what you went for. Is like I can't. You're kind of trying to say I just can't quite put a finger on the one thing that did it. Like I
Yeah,
think
there
that's what you were
wasn't just
trying to
one
say.
thing that-
But it does come across just a little negative. I can't give you a reason why I love you.
I know.
You know, like
to me that say that better, Izzy.
so I had a couple beers, a couple years gone by. You know, there's got to be a million reasons why. There's a million reasons to loving you. You know, and I also feel like this is another one of those spots where I wish, you know, so you've got this it's all the above. So like I wish every line in the chorus was, when you got to all the above, addressed every line in the chorus. Right now it doesn't do that. You go, I can't give you a single reason why I fell in love with you. And then you ask a question, was it the way you felt like home? So I think that needs to be like line one,
Yeah.
you know, like give you, that there's got to be a million reasons why.
That even fixes
yeah.
the last line of the verse. It can't give you a single reason why. Was it the way you felt like home? Was it? And then immediately
Yes.
you start listing off the reasons, and it makes that whole single reason why line feel different. So yeah, you're right. It's that first line. That could even be more to wrap up at the end of the chorus. If you're asking me why I fell in, you know, love,
Yes.
maybe it's all of the above. You know, like maybe tie that line in at the end.
The
for
reasons
a
why.
second.
Da 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 baby. Hey, baby, it's all the above. It ain't just da da. I can't narrow it down to one, baby. It's so baby, maybe it's all the above. You know, like, so I just wish every line was a reason, and then you know what I mean, and then that ties up in a beautiful little bow down there on the end if you do that.
And that verse, the melody was great.
So good, so good, so good. And then there's been some killer melodies tonight.
Yeah.
Holy cow, there's been some great melodies. And I love it. See, you reuse reason here, but I do love in that second pre-chorus in that line, I got a reason for every grain of sand. What a cool way to say, like, oh, come on, dude. That's the kind of line you need to lead into the first chorus too, you know? So good. So good. Yeah. The end, man. This with, again, this is another one of those like 10 more %.
Yeah.
Just take, now it's time to take the rewriting scalpel to this, you know, like just little edits all over the place, like trim fat and make sure every line's pointing you to that hook. I think, yeah, it's great work.
Yeah. Paul says the first 4 lines pulls you right in. It did.
Sure did.
Like, and it was so good, and I wanted to hear it repeated, and you did. The pre-chorus changed it up. And when I got to that chorus, it's like, oh, I was kind of let down. And I think Jason just told you how to fix it, man. Just start listing off those reasons right at the top of the chorus. I think you got a winner.
I agree.
Yeah. Great job, Izzy.
Good work.
Is he a hit writer?
I see what you did there.
What do you guys think? Is this close to being a hit? I could hear a lot of different artists cut this, I think.
Oh, 100%. That, and especially that melody. It's intriguing from note one. And that descending so good. So good.
And he kept the map good on the come in to have a drink. I bet you didn't think.
Well,
So those lines match up
and
syllabic wise.
and we've talked a couple times tonight about like you come to this spot, slow it down for a second, then you come back to familiar again, right? Like So you let each one of those things have a home in the song. So now every time you get to it, now I'm waiting for this thing that you have presented, this beautiful hooky little thing. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in this. Good writing, good songing.
You told me about your dreams and hopes and friends and folks and all your hopes again. I mean, come on, do I look like your girlfriend? You told me about your vet and how it goes oh so fast, and all your past and all the girls that you took out in it. Really? And then you told me about your school. You were the quarterback and played it cool and blah blah blah. I just tuned it all out, 'cause I want you for your body. Stop talking, stop touching. Let's get rocking, no more bluffing. 'Cause I don't care what's on your mind. You're giving me too much information. TMI, don't need no lengthy explanations. TMI, I need flirtation, temptation, not whatever it is you're saying, 'cause it's a lie. The girls need time. All that talking makes me wanna die. Oh, TMI. If you wanna talk about how you feel, get on a couch, $2.50 an hour. I'm not here for your damn therapy, 'cause that's not why I brought you home. Want a lot less telling, a lot more sure. How much clearer I cannot be. I just want you for your body. Stop talking, stop touching. Let's get rocking, no more bluffing. 'Cause I don't care what's on your mind. You'll give me too much information. TMI, don't need no lengthy explanations. TMI.
All right. That's got so much attitude, Erica. Are you singing, Erica? And Rafi, if you did the track, that's cool too. Yeah. I definitely think it leans towards, I don't know, I mean, there is kind of this punk pop vibe. Has a place in pop music right now, but it could also be like more of a sync thing, I think, too, if it was fit perfectly in a scene.
Yeah, I love all the language. I think the language is cool. I think the attitude is cool. And I do now. The one question I would have to ask. Is, like, I'm just thinking of if I were singing this song, right? How would that message be received? And that's the only hang up I would have. And I'm almost afraid to say that because I don't want to take away from the creativity in here. I mean, the language is so good, the attitude's so good.
Didn't Elvis have a lot more talk and a
little less talk and a lot more action?
Yeah, a little less talk and. I mean, it's such a guy thing from the past. Maybe having the female say it now. I mean, playing devil's advocate.
Well, and hey, look, my career is my career because of female songs. So, like, I don't have any issue at all with, well, girls say this. There's no problem to that to me. But I also, like, I'm really careful in songs not to cheapen a woman, and I kind of feel like, maybe that's something to think about, just a little bit about how well this would be received, how much audience might get alienated.
Would it be better if she's been dating this guy a while and it's like, we're at the point it needs to go to the next step?
I was about to say, I almost think it would be like, it's cool. This is cool. Like, dude, shut up. Don't want to hear all that. Don't really care about all that. Just come on, let's go do this. I almost wish it was more of like if it was a relationship or a dating relationship or just whatever, an established relationship,
right?
And you were doing that, and I almost think that'd be pretty cool, right. Because the guy would want to hear that too. All right, fine, I'll shut up.
Yes.
So it might be a little more endearing. and maybe you're not going for that. I mean, so it would just, that would be, again, in looking for like how I would challenge a song, that's probably the place I would challenge on this. Now, I wouldn't do anything that sacrificed all the cool language and the phrasing and the attitude. Like, I loved
It's perfect.
all of it. So I thought it was so cool. I mean, you made me giggle 3 or 4 times. I mean, it's
And it was melodically and rhythmically, there were hooks all the right places.
100%.
Every time I was starting, okay, my attention's going to drift. You just pull me in with a hook. Delta says, if Clueless had been made as a movie today, this would be great in the film soundtrack.
And then another thing I would push on is you don't have to spell it out. Too much information, TMI. Too much information, TMI. Everybody gets it, right? TMI. Get your body up on mine. Da 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 da. What you're saying? I don't really care what you're saying. Da 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 da. Waste my time. Da 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 da. TMI. Yeah. I mean, that, it might be cool. TMI. Yeah, I think it'd be, and you do end it with TMI down here, but I feel like you don't have to explain that really. You had TMI, too much information. TMI, just let that be the thing. TMI, get your body up on mine. Blah 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 blah. That temptation. Da 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 da. Don't waste my time talking. Da da da. I want to die. TMI. Maybe we can talk another night. Yeah. But right now it's TMI. Like, I don't know. The end.
All right. Great job.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that.
Okay, now I think this is going to be a sync. Peter's involved with it. I'm guessing it's going to be sync. Here we go.
Look at us, sitting pretty, like we got the keys to the city. Oh, now, oh, now. Yesterday, meals at the diner. Now today, Coke event on China. Whining and dining, our trophies are shining. We're a couple of kids from nowhere. They thought we'd just disappear. We stood our ground like true believers. And now, oh now, we're swinging on a chandelier. We both know there was no relying on luck. I counted on you, you counted on me. Two together, never say never. Oh, it's time to sit back and put our feet up. Forget the times that you and me were bitter. We don't let it show, so they'll never know. We're a couple of kids from nowhere. They thought we'd just disappear. Stood our ground like true believers. And now, oh now, we're swinging on a chandelier.
All right, Peter, was that the old flat 6 you hit there at the end of the chorus? Really beautiful. Really spectacular ending to that chorus. That's almost like a little mini modulation there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What you thinking, Jason?
Well, yeah, this is, again, this is, looking for little extra things here. Like, we're a couple of kids from the middle of nowhere. Just that I feel like that would, help that line be a little more interesting. And get a kids and middle in there. The da never disappears. Stood our ground like true believers. Now we're
So
saying.
you're saying a couple of kids from the middle, and like you get that rhyme.
Yeah, a
going.
couple of kids from the middle of nowhere, like that thing. Yeah, just just little tiny things like that you could look for in here. One line that kind of tripped me up is the beat. We were beat up. You and me were beat up.
Yeah.
Like, I'd push on that a little bit. I mean, did you guys beat each other up? Because that's what it sounded. Forget the times that you and me were. Forget the times that we beat each other up is what I hear in that line. You know, like, yikes. Maybe. You know, I think I understand what you're trying to say. You know, forget about the times that life chewed us up a little bit. You know, or think about the times that we were down on our luck. But I think you could say it another way.
But then
it
were
doesn't.
they like arguing a lot, beating up each other's hearts? Like it's just not quite clear what. It's a little violent.
Yeah, I would be just maybe push that language a little bit.
Such a
You know.
beautiful melody and yeah.
Agreed. Two together, never say never. I'd like to get more realistic. I'd like to get a little more value out of that oh wow line too. You know, look at us sitting pretty, like got keys to the city, something downtown. Yesterday meals at dinner. I'd love to get more out of that line. I feel like you just kind of went oh wow. You know, like
Peter said, it
really-
looks like he said originally for that beat up they had hard luck.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be, I guess, maybe less confusing, honestly. But right now it sounds like got in fights.
Yeah.
Don't show off the bruises. Yeah, I'd like to get a little more mileage out of that oh wow line. Yesterday meals at the diner, now today. Yeah. Just reading down to the bridge real quick. I mean, those are the places I'd be pushing.
Yeah.
I love the melodies. Again, another.
This is definitely melody night.
It really is.
And I've never heard swinging on a chandelier in a song like this, so that's unique.
Well, yeah, and Clay has a great comment on that, on the chords after that chorus, that how it went to,
that flat C.
it's like made me really pay. Now I do feel like this is where the old
And
plugger
it felt
in
like
me.
you were flying, like swinging on a chandelier.
Now this is where the old plugger in me would make the comment of there's too much space there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and this is, again, just speaking from like a pitch perspective.
Before we went back to the second verse.
Yeah. The chord was awesome.
But then
That I
go
almost
right
wish
back
it dropped on back in, because it was like, to me, that was a convenient spot to turn a song off, And I'm always trying to, anytime I find space like that in songs, like even when I'm writing today, like I'll suck space out of a song real quick, and get right back to what's coming next.
Yeah.
Pretty quick, make it uncomfortable to turn it off.
Okay. Got a couple more here. Let's see what's up next.
We have a song called Oh Yeah.
I'm rolling it out like thunder. Lungs ain't high, pounding to the beat. I can cut through a storm like a waterfall. A soul like mine can't live in captivity.
Now, I love the melody you did in verse 2. You didn't do what you did up in verse 1.
Yeah, he didn't start out as high. Verse 1, he started out really high, and the line was longer.
Yeah,
It's verse 2.
and it balanced better
Yep.
in the second verse.
Yes.
And then the first verse, you did not do that. Heart, I cut through a river. I felt like you went up on line 4, and it didn't leave me with, it didn't balance out for me. So that's I maybe pay attention to those melodies a little more, so I've got something familiar to hang on to. Just kind of match them up a little bit. And I'll tell you, man, one thing I would challenge myself to do, I think, is in verse 2 down here. Hey, because you say, like, kind of make yourself seem like whoever's singing this, keep in mind whoever's going to sing it is like, well, I'm basically telling you, girl, you probably shouldn't bother me, and there's really no use in trying to do anything with me because you're not going to be able to hang on. So I almost wonder if you can't find a way to say before you, but it's going to be a ride, but it feels good to meet somebody like you who can keep up with me. Because I even though I'm wild like a river, like it'd be almost cool if you found the partner that was willing to be let you be this wild and be cool with you being wild and almost be able to match your energy. That might be a little more encompassing of your listener and other people who might want to hear this song. Because like when I hear this, I mean, if I were a woman listening to this song, I'd be like, well, what a jerk. Like that's all I would think is like, well, okay, Bronco, go off and ride then. Like, just stay away from me. Like, so I'd be wanting to figure out how to bring in a little more audience on that song and maybe make it's okay to be wild. It's okay to be this renegade that you are, but it's also cool to meet somebody who is good with that and can do it too, Yeah.
What I meant says, come along for the ride.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I would try to push there on this is how to make you less of an apologetic ride-off cowboy and more of a, yeah, I'm wild and you're wild too, and that's why this is going to work. Or it's not, and it's going to be awesome, even though it doesn't. I don't know. That's where I'd push, I think.
You got time for one more?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys, just as a reminder, next week we're going to announce our Write for Recording Artists crash course. I don't know if you've heard of this, Jason, but we line up 3 label artists, and everybody submits a song start in the class, and the artist picks their favorite few and writes them over Zoom with the person that submits it. And we've already had a top 5 iTunes song come out of this with artist from the past classes we've done. We've had several cuts and releases. All these artists are their own labels. So check out next week. Look for the email. We're going to announce it. Going to be limited spots this time. And it's going to be great. I mean, this is an opportunity. Like some of the artists I'm going, I haven't even gotten to write with that artist. And then and there's SongTown that got to write and got a cut on the project. So it's
cool.
Been pretty cool.
A cool opportunity.
Okay, let's go listen to one more here.
All right.
Slam the door. Good way to slam the door at the end of the night here. Let's see.
We have tried to move on from the fights we had, but I'm tired of trying to deny I'm mad. You think you have some kind of
Preston, I love that. Slam the door.
Love that.
That's so hooky all the way through that chorus. You do it on the first line. This is a big point. You did this perfect because so many times I hear a hooky first line of a chorus and then it's not
Never hear it
repeated.
again.
Yeah. So if you come up with a hooky line, just repeat it, and then of course you brought it back at the end. But yeah, fun melody, hooky melody, has that pop punk, vibe to it that's really cool.
I would think I love that slam the door down in your I might again just addressing the whole like violence thing that slam the door right in your face. How can we make that not be actually slamming the door in somebody's face? Like slam the door right in Goodbye's face or something like just so it's not an actual like slam it in a person's face, if that makes any sense. Just to ease up that language just enough to where we're not condoning violence. That was really the only thing. Can you big that thing real quick? I'm so sorry. My eyes, it's got to be big, or it's can't see it. It was slam the door right in Goodbye's face. I won't knock no more. I love all that. Tell me, and what I love about this song is how relatable it is. Like this is like, I think this catches a lot of people. It's like when you're dating or you're in a relationship with Mr. or Mrs. never does anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So cool. So I think you caught a cool audience here. And you caught it, and you caught it. The energy matches this frustration. So there's so many good things going with this song. Just those little 5%er things, man. I'd slam the door right, and no more of this. I'll slam the door on this thing real fast. Won't knock no more. Da da da. Just anything to make it where you're not actually slamming the door in somebody's face. Like a guy couldn't do that to you, right? So if I were to sing a song about, I'm going to slam the door right in your face, I'd be canceled immediately. You know what I mean? So just little things like that where you can help the artist look good, I think, and help them not have to explain why they're slamming doors in people's faces, or being violent,
Yeah, like what you said in Goodbye's face, or
slam, anything.
I mean, the language is so conversational. It's always me. You haven't made a single mistake. Come on, please. Why don't you just give me a break? I mean, it's very conversational. Then you have the hooky chorus. So
yeah, I agree. Like I said, everything in the song is relatable to me. Like it's this song has audience because everybody's been in this kind of relationship, and so that's what I really love about it. You found this thing that everybody can really latch on to, I think. So that's cool.
all right, man.
The end, I guess.
That's excellent melodies tonight. Like you guys have just knocked it out of the park. Really good stuff. We're gonna bring Jason back if he'll have us, like maybe another month.
Yeah, whatever.
Come back, and so stay tuned. We'll give you details. If you're not a SongTown member, join. You can submit for these. We have all kinds of fun stuff inside the members area. Check it out. But we'll get you back and
Heck yeah.
do this again.
Songs are awesome.
Okay, y'all, have a good one. We'll see you around SongTown. Cheers.